Then we go on to number 2. There is no such thing as being overworked, only under-rested. I absolutely love this idea from Chris. You can deal with pretty much anything if you get a good night's sleep, good food, and sufficient movement. Taking your rest ethic just as seriously as your work ethic is a hack to enjoy life more and get stuff done as a side effect, right? This is amazing. Listen to this one more time. You can deal with pretty much anything if you get a good night's sleep, good food, and sufficient movement. There's no such thing as being overworked, only under-rested. This is why I talk about the 4 fundamentals of eating well, moving well, sleeping well, and thinking well. These are the fundamentals. As Kobe Bryant said, we have to be brilliant at the basics of eating well, moving well, sleeping well, and thinking well. These have to be part of our systems. Going back to number 1, part of our system is taking care of ourselves fully, like taking our rest ethic and our rest work just as seriously as the actual work. Because if you bring no energy to your day-to-day, if you can't get out of bed, then you can't get anything done. You can't work on your most important tasks. You can't get deep work done Cal Newport style if you have no energy to actually get out of bed. And so a good night's sleep has to be the foundational piece of everything else that you build on top. One of your core values must be energy, or like living life with some zest, right? And the only way you do that is like eating well, moving well, sleeping well, and thinking well, really dialing down into those 4 fundamentals of being a human being. And then you're taking your rest just as seriously as the work, right? Dr. Michael Gervais, sports psychologist, talks about this all the time with the professional athletes that he works with. Sleep and recovery is part of the work. Sleep and recovery is part of the work. If you want to get to the edge of your capacity every single day, you can only give 100% if you prioritize the sleep, rest, and recovery just as hard as the work. Then each day you're moving that needle forward because you're able to rest just as hard as you work. And so you have to take your rest ethic just as seriously as your work ethic, even more seriously potentially, because if you want to bring it, if you just want to fucking bring it every day in terms of really going for it in whatever you're working on, being a parent, running a business, going to school, building a business, being a father, like all of these beautiful pursuits in life, if you really want to bring it every single day, then sleep has to be part of that, foundation. I'm going to be a father soon, at the end of September, hopefully around that time. My son is born healthy and my wife is healthy and all things are good in that way. And I know sleep is going to come at a minimum, at least for the first couple months is what I hear, but I'm going to try and prioritize rest and naps. And so my wife can sleep and I can sleep and we can still bring our best selves. I know it's going to be crazy and our schedules are going to be all mixed up and we're going to have to build new systems to be able to handle the new human being that's in our lives that we have to take care of and love and support and all those great things. But me and my wife and I have to make, rest an important piece. So we're teaching our son that as well. His sleep schedule and all those sorts of things will come into play. But it's really important if you create that foundation before maybe that, sporadic new thing comes into your life potentially, because there is no such thing as being overworked, only under-rested. And so if we really dial down on eating well, moving well, sleeping well, and thinking well, everything else just is a little bit easier, right? And so our systems are in place, our fundamentals are in place, and we're brilliant at the basics because we know what's most important to us and how we can bring our best energy every single day. The only way to do that is proper sleep, sufficient movement, good food, things like that. And that's what my wife and I want to prioritize, most importantly, and we want to teach our son that as well as he's trying to pursue great things in his life as well. So it's important to build that foundation and make it a priority in your life. Thank you very much for tuning in to that clip. If you enjoyed it, then you'll love the full-length episode right here. Right here. Click it. Go ahead.